Hi, folks. Welcome to Crisco's Corner. From TimCast.com. Liz Cheney said she is not going to be Republican if Donald Trump is the 2024 nominee. Yeah. I let the applause go extra long that time. Welcome back, everybody. And those of you that are new, welcome. Well, Liz, I got quite a long list here of the reasons why I'm going to vote for Donald Trump if he's the nominee, and vote in the primary if there is a primary. I live in upstate New York. You just gave me another reason number 112, we'll call it. Because if you leave the Republican Party, if he's a nominee, I'm going to do everything I can as an individual to make sure that he is the nominee. Cheney also said she will campaign for Democrats ahead of the midterm elections. It's incredible to me. What bug is in her ass? I don't get it. I know she doesn't believe it. I know she doesn't believe all the January 6th stuff, and I know she doesn't. Wyoming Congresswoman Liz Cheney has said her future as a Republican depends on the party's next presidential nomination. So, all you people out there, you can't vote for Donald Trump if there is a primary, because I'll lead the Republican Party, and I have more sway over the party than President Trump has. That's why you got your ass handed to you in the primary. I mean, you won. You had 73% last time you ran. Wyoming is a at-large district. There's only one congressman. It's crazy. I'm going to make sure Donald Trump, I'm going to make sure he's not the nominee. And if he is the nominee, I won't be a Republican, Cheney told Texas Tribune CEO Evan Smith at an event on September 24th. Well, she'll be really famous. All the media will want her, most of the mainstream media and most of social media, because she's a staunch Republican who, I'm sure if you go back in time, they called her everything that was ridiculous because she was a Republican. All of a sudden now these same pieces of crap are now her friends. I will surely do whatever it takes to make sure Donald Trump isn't anywhere close to the Oval Office. The only time you're ever going to be close to the Oval Office, Representative Cheney, if you are on a guided tour. Here is your future in politics. I got you a double flush on that one because sometimes that turd just won't go down, and that turd is you. Cheney is one of 10 Republicans who voted to impeach Donald Trump in January 21 for allegedly encouraging a mob to invade the Capitol on June 6 during the certification of the results of the 2020 general election. Cheney, the daughter, vice president, blah, blah, blah. She was formally removed from the House Republican leadership in May 2021. At the time, she was the third highest ranking party member in the House. Well, he went from 3 to 0. We have seen the danger that he continues to provoke with his language. Really, have you seen President Biden lately encouraging violence, marginalizing over 70 million people and calling them extremists, comparing them to Nazis? Really? You don't think that's provoking people, as we've seen? What about that poor kid that was run over in the alley? Cheney said of Trump per CBS News. Oh, they love her, of course. Love her. We have this lack of commitment and dedication to the Constitution. And I think it's very important that we make sure whoever we elect, somebody be faithful to the Constitution. Oh, really? Cheney was later appointed the vice chair of the House Select Committee investigating the events. And now, here's the funny part. Massachusetts Congressman Benny Thompson, the committee's chairman, said Cheney demonstrated again and again her commitment to getting answers about January 6th, ensuring accountability and doing whatever it takes to protect democracy for the American people. Dun, dun, dun. Her leadership and insights have shaped the early work of the Select Committee, and this appointment underscores the bipartisan nature of this effort, said Thompson. By the way, Benny Thompson was an election denier, a staunch one, on several occasions when the electoral vote was brought up for a vote before a joint session of Congress. It was Benny Thompson, the chairman of the January 6th committee, that was the biggest objector and called FRAUD on several presidential elections. You asshat. Cheney and Illinois Congressman Adam Kinzinger are the only two Republicans on the committee. And how did they reward Kinzinger in Illinois? They lined out his district, so he had to retire. Well, that's what you get, Adam, for siding with untrustworthy people. Oh, God. We owe it to the American people to investigate everything they led up to and inspired and transpired on January 6th. We will not be deterred by threats or attempted obstruction and will not rest until our task is complete. Dun, dun, dun. She will not seek re-election after losing her August primary. What's she going to run as? She couldn't get a dog catcher's position now. Trump-endorsed attorney Harriet Hagman readily defeated Cheney after securing over 66% of the vote. She lost by almost 30 points. In her concession speech, the Congresswoman highlighted she had won the primary in 2020 with 73% of the vote. She attributed her loss to the unwillingness to go along with President Trump's lie about the 2020 election. Well, on your J6 committee, your own chairman, Benny Thompson, was an election denier several times. Yet, what do you hear about that? Crickets. People suck so bad. She said she was not enable his ongoing efforts to unravel our democratic system and attack the foundations of our republic. Liz Cheney should be ashamed of herself the way she acted in her despiteful, sanctimonious words and actions toward others, Trump wrote in a post on Truth Social after the primary. Now she can finally disappear in the depths of political oblivion, where I am sure she'd be much happier than she is right now. Trump called the race a referendum on a never-ending witch hunt. The people have spoken. During her appearance at the Texas Tribune Festival, Cheney said she would do everything she can to make sure Kari Lake does not win the Arizona gubernatorial election. Oh, a little envy there, Liz? That there's a good chance that Kari Lake will be the new governor of Arizona. There are decent Republican conservative women that are doing well, and you suck, so you have to make sure that everybody else gets pulled down with you? Oh, okay. What is that, some kind of female jealousy going on there? Cheney said the Republican Party cannot see in a combination for an election denier who is dangerous. Did you call Benny Thompson, the chairman of your committee, an election denier who is dangerous? Of course not. She told Smith that partisan has to have a limit, and she'd be willing to campaign for Democrats who are running against Republicans she did not support. Specifically those who have suggested the results of the 2020 election were inaccurate. Like Benny Thompson? People suck so bad. You know what? If you believe something, you believe something, but hypocrite's a whole different gig. There are several people on that J6 committee that went up and said the elections in the past were FRAUD and filled with this and filled with that and voter suppression and blah, 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 blah. And yet you said nothing when you sat on the committee with them. Your only other Republican ally on there, Kinzinger, got his district lined out, and you got thrown out. It's the party that doesn't want you. They don't want you. You were third in line in the House in the Republican hierarchy. What a dumbass. Bye-bye, Liz. Don't let the door hit you in the ass on the way out. Until next time, goodbye and good luck.